Imagine stepping out onto the balcony of your own stunning beachfront villa in Thailand. That warm sun, the sound of the ocean, a truly serene escape. The vision many of us share, right?
Absolutely.
But for foreign buyers, turning that dream into reality, especially with property ownership, well, it can get incredibly complex. There's one particular shortcut, that often tempts investors, but honestly, it's loaded with hidden risks.
Indeed. What might seem like a simple path to owning land in Thailand is actually, well, it's a legal minefield. We're talking about something called Thai nominee property ownership.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it's far from a safe bet.
So today, our deep dive is going to unpack why this setup is so problematic. We'll explore the significant legal and financial consequences and, crucially, reveal the safer, totally legitimate alternatives available to you.
And our insights for this, they're primarily drawn from a detailed article. It's titled Thai Nominee Ownership, Why It's Risky for Property Buyers.
Right, and the source here is key.
It really is. This comes from Ocean Worldwide. They're a luxury real estate agency that's been based right there in Phuket.
Phuket, got it.
Since 2004. So decades of experience. They specialize in high-end residential real estate. Think places like Phuket and Koh Samui. Real boots-on-the-ground knowledge.
And the article itself, it was penned by Gail Ovid-Etienne. He handles marketing for Ocean Worldwide.
That's right.
And he's known for using deep research, market analysis, basically helping buyers and sellers get better results. So he really gets the details of what's happening for actual investors.
Exactly. Our mission today is to arm you with the knowledge to make genuinely informed decisions, avoid those costly mistakes.
Okay, so let's start right at the beginning. This term nominee structure. What does it actually mean for someone hearing it for the first time? How does it work on the ground?
Sure. So the concept of a Thai nominee structure, it's essentially a workaround. It's designed to get around Thailand's Foreign Business Act, the FBA. That act generally restricts foreigners from directly owning land. So what happens is investors set up a Thai company.
Right.
And in this company, Thai nationals hold the majority shares, usually 51% or more. Legally, this makes the company a Thai entity.
Ah, so it can buy land then.
Precisely. It allows the company to purchase land.
Yeah.
The foreign investor then sort of tries to control the company and therefore the land from behind the scenes.
And this nominee shareholder figure, are they a real partner in the business or is it more like a placeholder?
That's a really crucial distinction. The nominee shareholder is a Thai citizen listed on paper, to meet that legal requirement for majority Thai ownership.
Okay.
But here's the critical bit. They often have zero real financial stake, no real decision-making power. They're effectively a straw man.
A proxy.
A proxy, exactly.
Yeah.
Acting purely on behalf of the foreign investor. It creates this illusion of compliance, but the actual control, and therefore the real risk, sits elsewhere.
Okay, given these risks we're about to dig into, why does this nominee structure still seem so appealing to foreign investors? Is it just about getting around the rules, or is there something else drawing them in?
Well, what's interesting is the perception. It seems simpler, faster. See, the FBA's rules on foreigners owning land directly are pretty strict.
Right.
Now, there are legitimate ways, like a Board of Investment Promotion or maybe a Treaty of Amity company.
Right, we'll get to those.
But they aren't always easy to access, or they might not apply to everyone, or they need significant capital and time.
Gotcha.
So this nominee structure, it became popular because it seemed like a quicker, less expensive way to bypass those hurdles. It's that desire for a shortcut, to grab that dream Thai property without navigating the full legal maze.
You've laid out why it's tempting. But the source article is very clear. This isn't just a bit dodgy, is it? It's actually breaking Thai law.
That's absolutely correct, and it's vital everyone grasps this. The article really hammers home that using nominee shareholders to get around foreign ownership rules is a criminal offense. It's right there in the Foreign Business Act of 1999.
Wow.
And beyond that, the Thai Civil and Commercial Code can actually render these arrangements void from the start.
Meaning they have no legal standing.
None whatsoever. If the authorities find out, the consequences are far from simple.
And what kind of consequences are we talking about? For the companies and for the people involved?
They're severe. For companies caught doing this, fines can hit up to 1 million baht, and they can be forced to dissolve.
Dissolve the company entirely.
Entirely. For the individuals, that means both the foreign investors and the Thai nominees. It's even more direct. You're looking at potential criminal prosecution, hefty fines. The article mentions THB 200,000 per person as an example, and potentially even imprisonment.
Prison time.
Yes. And for foreigners specifically, they might be ordered to terminate their illegal shareholding. That means losing control completely or being forced to sell their investment, likely at a huge loss.
And what about the Thai nominees? Are they particularly at risk here?
Highly vulnerable. If their names pop up on multiple company registrations acting as fronts, that's a massive red flag for the authorities. Makes them prime targets for prosecution.
Hmm.
The source also points out something important about companies set up just to hold property with no real business going on.
Like shell corporations.
Exactly. They're often seen as shell corporations, not recognized by authorities, and are at very high risk of being dissolved. It really shows that trying to cut corners on the law, even with seemingly simple workarounds, rarely ends well.
So the legal penalties alone are pretty stark. But often, investors might overlook another big downside: the hidden financial costs that keep adding up long after the purchase. It's not just the initial price tag, is it?
Not at all. Owning property through a company in Thailand brings significant ongoing financial duties. These can quickly eat away at any savings you thought you made by using a nominee.
Like what specifically?
Well, first off, every Thai company, by law, needs an annual audit by a certified auditor. That's a recurring cost.
Okay.
Then there's corporate tax. The standard rate is 20% on net profits, so any income you make, maybe from renting the property out, or even when you eventually sell it, that profit is taxed. You have to keep really careful records.
And I imagine there are regular admin and legal fees too. Those must add up.
They absolutely do. You have to budget for ongoing services. The article gives some ballpark figures. A company secretary might cost 10,000 to 20,000 Thai baht a year.
Right.
Your annual audit, maybe 15,000 to 30,000 baht annually.
Yeah.
Tax filing and general accounting could be 20,000 to 40,000 baht per year.
Wow.
These aren't one-time things, they're yearly costs, and people often underestimate them.
Plus, there's a potential tax trap if you, the foreign owner, actually use the company-owned property yourself. That's quite common, isn't it?
It is, and it's a critical point. If you personally use a property owned by your company, say, you live in it, the Thai Revenue Department could see that as a taxable benefit you've received from the company.
Ah, so it's like income.
Exactly.
Right.
It could be taxed as personal income. And also, if you take money out of the company as dividends, that's subject to personal income tax, too. It's all about making sure you don't accidentally break tax laws by how you manage and use the company's assets.
So failing to factor in these ongoing costs, it can lead to penalties.
Definitely penalties, and in the worst-case scenario, it could even jeopardize the property itself if things get serious with the tax authorities.
Okay, beyond the legal and financial nightmares, there's also the very real risk to your reputation. You don't want to be seen as someone bending the rules, especially when you're investing in another country, right?
Absolutely not. Look, if your property setup is viewed as non-compliant or maybe designed just to avoid tax, it can seriously tarnish your reputation in Thailand.
And that could have knock-on effects.
For sure. It could impact any future business you want to do there. Maybe make it harder to get loans, attract legitimate partners, or even get permits for other projects down the line.
So transparency is key.
Yes. The source really stresses transparency and legal compliance. You want to avoid any perception of tax evasion. Building a good reputation takes time, as you know, but it can be destroyed very quickly if your business practices are suspect.
Especially if authorities think your company's just a shell.
Exactly. If they suspect it was created only to hold property without any genuine business activity, that makes you look even worse.
It sounds like the Thai authorities aren't just making noise about this. They're actively taking action. Is there like a heightened sense of vigilance right now?
There really is. The article is quite clear. Thai authorities are really cracking down on dodgy nominee arrangements. That's a direct quote.
Wow.
The Department of Business Development, the DBD, and the Department of Special Investigation, the DSI, they're working together on this, actively collaborating.
And focusing on specific areas.
Definitely. They are looking very closely at companies, especially in popular spots like Phuket and Chonburi.
High investment areas.
Precisely. This isn't just about catching a few bad apples. It feels more like Thailand asserting control over its land, you know. A signal about the changing risk landscape for foreign investors.
And the article mentioned a pretty major crackdown recently, right there in Phuket. That really drives the point home.
It does. A very notable example from September 2024. It involved a law and accounting firm in Phuket
Okay.
that was found to have set up these nominee structures for over 60 companies, basically using Thai nominees to buy land and dodge taxes.
And the outcome?
Significant consequences. 23 people, both Thai and foreign, faced penalties. fines, like that THB, 200,000 per person figure probation, and all the companies involved were ordered dissolved.
So not just a slap on the wrist.
Not at all. It can mean the complete end of the business venture and serious personal penalties. It shows clearly that what might have once been seen as a gray area is now very much illegal and being pursued aggressively.
So how are the authorities actually spotting these setups? What are the specific red flags they're looking for when they investigate?
They're getting quite sophisticated about it. They look for unusual shareholding patterns, like where the Thai shareholders don't seem actively involved or haven't put in any real capital.
Yeah.
Foreign-sourced funding is a big one. If the money for the Thai shares actually came from the foreign investors, that's a major red flag.
Makes sense.
They also check for disproportionate control, where the foreigners seem to have much more decision-making power than their official share percentage would suggest.
And beyond the shareholding itself, what about the money flow and who's actually running things?
Exactly. They look at financial transactions. Are there unusual loans or dividend payments that don't really fit a normal business model? They scrutinize the board composition. Is it mostly foreigners with very little genuine Thai oversight or actual management?
Right.
Crucially, they look for a lack of real management and control by those Thai shareholders. How are voting rights actually used? Where do the dividends really flow?
And the source of the money again.
Yes. If the funding for the Thai nominee's share capital clearly traces back to the foreign investor, that's another strong indicator of a nominee arrangement. Any company just sitting there holding property with no real business activity is basically painting a target on its back.
Okay, so if nominee ownership is such a minefield, what should people be doing? What are the best practices and the legitimate alternatives for foreigners wanting to own property in Thailand safely?
Right. The absolute number one thing is genuine business activity. Your company must have a clear, active business purpose, and the property needs to genuinely support that purpose.
Can you give an example?
Sure. If you're setting up, say, a guest house or a restaurant, maybe a tour operation, owning the land for that specific business makes total sense. The property is a tool for your actual business.
Not just an asset sitting there.
Exactly. If its only job is to hold the property title, that's a massive red flag we talked about.
And getting the right advice sounds absolutely critical here. You need someone who knows the real deal.
It's non-negotiable. The article warns strongly against unreliable legal advice. You absolutely need to engage reputable lawyers who specialize specifically in Thai property and company law.
Not just any lawyer.
No, someone who understands the nuances. They can guide you through proper structuring, ensure you're fully compliant, and they'll understand the key difference between buying a condo, which has specific foreign ownership rules and is generally simpler for foreigners to own directly,
Right.
and owning land, which is much trickier and has far more restrictions.
And once you're set up legitimately, it's all about keeping good records.
Absolutely. Meticulous record keeping is essential. Proper accounting, timely annual audits, filing your tax returns.
Everything documented.
Everything. Records of all company changes, shareholder details, where the capital came from, how dividends flow. Having clear, organized records proves your legitimacy. And honestly, it saves you massive headaches down the line if authorities ever do ask questions.
So what are the actual legal, above-board alternatives for ownership that foreigners can use?
Okay, there are several proper channels. One is BOI promotion. Think of this like a special incentive from the Board of Investment for businesses Thailand really wants to encourage.
Like strategic industries?
Exactly. If your venture fits their economic goals, the BOI can grant special privileges, sometimes including 100% foreign ownership and other benefits. It's like a golden ticket, but for specific types of businesses.
Okay, what else?
Then there are Treaty of Amity companies. This applies to nationals of countries that have specific treaties with Thailand, like the USA.
Ah, right.
These treaties can allow for greater foreign ownership percentages than normally permitted, but under specific conditions laid out in the treaty.
And the most formal route.
That would be obtaining a foreign business license, or FBL. This is the official, quite rigorous process for foreigners to hold majority, or sometimes even 100% ownership in businesses that are normally restricted. You have to clearly demonstrate a significant benefit to Thailand's economy or society.
So these are the proper channels.
These are the proper legal routes. They ensure your investment is protected and that your dream property doesn't morph into a legal nightmare.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, it's crystal clear, isn't it?
Yeah.
While that dream of owning property in, say, Phuket or other amazing Thai spots is incredibly appealing.
It really is.
Using a nominee structure is just far too risky. It's fundamentally illegal. Trying to cut corners here can lead to really severe legal and financial problems, maybe even losing the property entirely. That dream just evaporates.
Absolutely. And the whole landscape of foreign property ownership in Thailand, it's always evolving. There's definitely market demand, huge demand, and the government is constantly doing this balancing act, attracting investment while protecting national interests.
So staying informed is key.
Crucial. Keep an eye on potential legislative changes. But the core message, especially from experienced sources like Ocean Worldwide, it remains consistent. Legitimate pathways exist, and they are the only truly safe and secure bet for your investment.
Given the complexities and risks we've discussed today, what does this deep dive suggest to you about the importance of thorough due diligence, not just in Thailand, but in any international investment or property endeavor? Something to consider as you make your own sound, informed decisions wherever you choose to invest.